might cause some people to judge otherwise. Don't be fooled, because he is phenomenal.
Okay, so we are loading up into in-game on Numbani, a map that defenses have been pretty standard here, but it's kind of what flavor of defense they want to run. If they're going to run kind of a Junkrat on defense, which is definitely something we could see out of Tailspin on his Junkrat. So definitely compositional interestings here.
Actually, I don't think we've seen a single Junkrat today, have we? I'm trying to think back if we saw Junkrat on any of the compositions. I think good old Junk has been absent, but EnvyUS is going to bring him back here now. Junkrat's a character I think teams have very differing opinions of, where you have your mix-ups of the world that'll try and run Junkrat in every conceivable situation. And then you have, maybe IDDQD, which will run Pluppy on Junkrat on early parts, but then cut it after that and, everything in between.
Yeah, no Junkrat yet today because we haven't been on King's Row. He's really dominating that map at high-level play, in my opinion. Perhaps we'll see that as we move into this maybe second semis or into the grand finals. But it looks like they were going to run both a Junkrat and a 76 on the defense. Is EnvyUS, along with Raz on Zenyatta. Stoop will play that 76. Cool Matt off of McCree onto Tracer. Tailspin, of course, on that Junkrat I mentioned earlier. Minstrel, their support hero, will be playing Mercy, and Buds on the Symmetra.
Meanwhile, coming out for Code7, we're going to have Trudel on the Lucio, Nicholas TJO on Tracer, Torque TJO on Tracer, so double TJO on Tracer, as it were. Dustfire Lord on Symmetra, Custo on Zenyatta, and Firestorm on Zenyatta, so double Zenyatta, double Tracer coming out from Code7.
Yeah, and they're choosing to run the Lucio with that, which I find a little bit interesting. I'm not sure how much value he's going to give those Tracers as well, but something to watch is he's kind of playing the tank role in this type of composition.
Yep, so taking a look at Stoop here. Stoop is going to be running a lot of the poke here for EnvyUS in the back. We've seen Soldier do a lot of work even earlier today when we saw Zebosai running Soldier here versus Luxury Watch. And it's just a good position. You can catch people when they come in the middle, you can catch people when they come in from the right side, and it's where Soldier is pretty comfortable. That being said, we do see some people flanking in from the back. That's going to be our TJO brothers, as it were, getting first blood on Buds. So down goes Buds. It's going to stop the teleport from charging. And this is a great opportunity for Code7 as they move forward.
Yeah, they're absolutely in. Nothing is stopping them from this right side. However, Stoop and Raz pick up a couple kills.
Yeah, Stoop and Raz able to bring it back a little bit. Tailspin with the kill on Torque. Tailspin, of course. We see him a lot on these projectile characters, often doing a lot of work. Comfortable on Pharah, comfortable on Genji, comfortable on Junkrat, and pretty good at hit scan as well if you would ever let you see him play it. But good stuff from there on the EnvyUS defense. They're able to clean it up. Not the worst play coming out from the Tracers of Code7, but they just weren't able to quite snowball things the way they wanted to.
Now, pretty smart there on EnvyUS too. Even though they were all rushing into the right side, they didn't overreact to it. They played calmly, knowing that they're playing defense. They have to come to them. They were happy in their high ground position, damage boosting their 76, and they just ended up doing enough chip damage to win the fight.
Indeed, so we see Torque coming into Ben, getting right into the back. Tailspin though, Gentego Custa, that's one Zenyatta down. 6v5 in favor of EnvyUS to start things out here. And Tailspin, actually kind of a troublesome hero for the Tracers. If you hit a trap, of course, you end up dying. If you get hit, go too close to a Junkrat, you can get concussive mind. So Junkrat versus Tracers is really not the worst idea in the world.
Yeah, it's a nice counter. It's actually an interesting position, Tailspin. You don't generally see a Junkrat or kind of a distance character like that holding from just alone up there.
We saw Nicholas in the backfield, got a little bit split out with Torque. It got taken out by Buds. Buds going to get that teleporter online, so the EnvyUS defense becoming a lot more rock solid here. And meanwhile, we haven't put too much play on it, but Matt has been in the backfield, takes out the offensive Symmetra, and now he has his pulse bomb up, so he's ready to wreak some havoc. And in fact, the defensive EnvyUS in general here, they have 4 ultimates up, so then yes, there's 2 pulse bombs up for Code7, but they're going to have to do a lot of work here if they want to actually get through in this next push, because it is almost mission impossible. In fact, effectively, if you count the teleporter, all of ultimates are up now for EnvyUS. That being said, here come the Tracers. They're looking for pulse bombs on the back. Stoop gonna take out Torque. That's 1 Tracer down. Nicholas now actually having the back off, so
they might just hold on their whole notion of pushing by losing Tracer very early there. One of these pulse bombs has to have Mercy's name on it, otherwise they're completely wasted.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's sort of a double res composition if you think about it. You have the teleporter, which brings people back very quickly, which is practically a res, and then Minstrel, of course, on Mercy, which is a real res, so it allows the defense to survive a lot of attrition as they defend.
A little bit of poke here coming in from the Tracers. They're going to the backside.
Yeah, they are coming to the backside, but Nicholas runs into Tailspin's concussion mine, gets taken out. Meanwhile, taking a look at Matt. Matt has Custa in his sights, is going to rewind the Discord Orb, not going in just yet. And really, I like the patience coming out here from EnvyUS.
Yeah.
They're not really... Oftentimes, you'll see teams go really crazy and trying to push out and get a whole bunch of wipes. I think they might understand that if you get 2 or 3 kills, you don't really need to go for the full team wipe. You can just stand back, keep your position, and not risk, you know, a kill or 2 that could set you off guard.
Yeah, I mean, if the other team wants to fight 4v6, good on them and good luck. But yeah, you're absolutely right. They're playing very calm right now when these tracers come in.
Here they come, the offensive transcends come out. Here comes the pulse bomb from Kmet. Not going to connect. Torque TJL, though, his pulse bomb going to connect as he takes out 2 people. But here comes a res from Intro, going to bring everyone back up. And Snoop now has people in his sights. We're using the tac visor, getting full value off this, though. Lucio is going to negate a little bit of it. Good stuff coming from Snoop, but look at this from Code7. They've killed a lot of people over here. The pulse bombs and tracers did do a lot of work, and even the tac visor not able to save this for EnvyUS as they struggle to Han, and I think this is going to be a successful push for Code7, really powered by that tracer play. That being said, it's not over yet. EnvyUS does have a small chance. The pulse bomb is...
Teleporter's not up. Never mind.
They were coming in, they had a chance, but Torque, with that pulse bomb, was able to sort of stop that, and we see Minstrel and Stoop, I think, suiciding out because they're going to switch classes now. So cool stuff coming from Code7 and good pulse bombs all around.
Yeah, it's, you know, they're switching their composition up now. We're going to have a double Tracer, double Zen for EnvyUS as well. Yeah, I mean, we've seen this composition kind of switch up all the time. Teams like their very more standard defense on first point, but once it gets into kind of open areas like these street brawls, you kind of need to have double Tracers to be able to counter the other double Tracers.
Nicholas able to take out Buds there. I believe he used the pulse bomb for that. Gets a second kill on Tailspin. So the tracers of Code7 now doing a lot of work. Torque in the backfield. We see Matt right now trying to take him out. Another tracer coming back in. And this aggression from Code7 really paying off. Nicholas, really the person watched, picks off a third person. And now look at Torque. Torque with the pulse bomb. Gonna blow up, I think, 2 people there. A spectacular ragdoll. And just like that, Code7, fueled by this tracer gameplay, able to get to the next checkpoint with comparative haste.
Yeah, really nice to be able to get through this section of the map as well. They're going to have a ton of time to try to finish the map at least and put the onus back on EnvyUS. That pulse bomb was absolutely huge. Eventually added up to killing 1 Tracer and 2 Zens.
Yeah, and while the EnvyUS defense was looking absolutely solid on point A, it's looked anything but as they've been moving forward here. They've had a real hard time dealing with these tracers. Code7 really moving forward, and now if they get a few more picks with the, you know, say, Nicholas's pulse bomb here, they might be able to go forward. Cool Matt, though, is able to take out Farstorm. That's 1 down. Counter pulse bomb, though, comes out. I'm not sure if that killed or not. The kill feed sometimes a little bit weird. Cool Matt and Tailspin, though, 2 kills on their own, making it a 3rd kill in the end, and Tailspin and Matt just smothering and able to sort of stop this Code7 push in their tracks. Finally, a good defensive turnabout for EnvyUS.
Yeah, a little shy of 4 minutes to try to finish this map out, though, for Code7, and we'll see if they end up maybe changing compositional here, or if they just feel very confident in rolling with their double orb tracer comp.
Yeah, so take a look here, Code7 regrouping. They have 3.5 minutes, so they definitely have some time. They did lose a lot of time in the very beginning, which, you know, EnvyUS can take some solace in, but EnvyUS is going to have to at least hold this for another minute or 2 if they really want to feel comfortable. Ooh. Minstrel able to take out Torque. Some nice offensive wins. Lucio coming out from Minstrel there. Down goes Torque. 6v5 in favor of EnvyUS. As we see the defensive Transcendence is out. Offensive Sound Bearer is out for this next fight potentially. So a lot of ultimates at the ready for teams when this gets engaged.
I feel that they want to take top and get a teleporter up through there. They neglected top at first and were just poking around the corner. That poking cost them a death to the face by spam. They need to get this offensive teleporter down before they do anything.
Let's take a look here. Tailspin finding some people in the back. Throws a pulse bomb, connects onto Lucio. 2 kills now for Tailspin as he moves forward. This is really good for EnvyUS. Cool Matt come in off the flank, help reinforce this. 3 kills, and down goes Tracer as well. So EnvyUS going the hold there. Double Tracer versus double Tracer. And interesting enough to see no Genji representing just now. Just Tracer, 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 as it were.
She's pretty strong. She's pretty strong hero there, that Tracer. What they really need, though, is that they need to run an escort mission to get Desert Lord in position to drop down a teleporter. If they had it down at the beginning of last fight, they could have reinforced the 2 they lost and had a decent push.
Well, I think we might be seeing a Sound Bearer coming out from Trudel here any second. Everyone's very suspiciously grouped up. We see some of the Tracers going to the back, and no Sound Bearer coming out yet. Here comes Trudel. Trudel speed boosting in. Will the sound barrier come down? Not just yet. Now it goes down. Breaking it down. Here comes the offense of Code7. Defensive sound barrier, though, comes out from Minstrel. Both teams fighting it out. No one has died just yet. Nicholas, though, taking first blood of this fight. Takes out Raz. Cool Matt takes out Desro's teleporter. So the teleporter did finally come down, but not quite finding what it needed to. Torque is able to blow up Buds. Both teams back and forth. Offensive Transcends is out. And Cool Matt with a great bomb takes out Nicholas and Trudel. Down goes Tailspin, though, as both teams really throwing strong punches at each other here.
Yeah, it was a cool idea for the teleporter to get that aggressive, but it was almost too aggressive. It was fighting in that room. I thought there was a better spot to drop there. And then, even if they win that fight, they have to get back to the cart in a weird angle. It was almost, I mean, I don't really believe in being too aggressive, but that might have been a bit too aggressive, just the way they flanked, and because at the end of the day, they didn't get much done on the cart at all, even with that fight.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, it wasn't that bad for them. Really, Cool Matt was able to say with, I think, 4 total kills in that fight. It wasn't the worst look for Code7, but you're right, it did not get the job done. And now this is going on probably going to be their last push. Maybe they'll get a little bit of overtime shenanigans afterwards, but it's now do or die time for Code7 as they move in. Tailspin going very deep in. Cool Matt still holding on to his bomb, as we see here. And the Tracer Wars will continue as Tracers try and gain on the Zenyatas on both sides. Torque and Nicholas able to get on the backline supports. 2 supports down for EnvyUS. Matt able to take out Firestorm. Tailspin able to take that out. So both teams lacking 2 supports as the Tracers doing work on both ends. Pulse Bomb going down. Takes out no one. Stoop. Look at Tailspin. Tailspin able to take out Firestorm and the Teleporter. Again, still some Code7 people left on the payload. But momentum really actually stalled out between both teams. Code7 still pushing it forward. Well, they did get a little bit of teleport value there, I believe, and here comes Torque, able to take out Minstrel. Now momentum swinging in favor of Code7.
Yeah, they got a
Code7
couple
with 20
kills.
seconds left to complete the map, and they are dangerously close now, Hex.
Yeah, there's going to be one last hold there from EnvyUS, though, as they are getting respawns, but a lot of pressure on the cart. If they Stoop comes in, gets knocked right away. Transcendence
Yeah,
on
that's
the cart.
4 kills now for Code7. Will they be completing the map there? 4 seconds away. Offensive Transcendence is out, and they will complete the map. Effectively with the maximum amount of allotted time, barring a crazy overtime period. But, you know, I think they have to be pretty happy with that, given that EnvyUS was actually pretty close to holding them in point A. So they come all the way back, bring it to the end. Good stuff from Code7. Let's take a look at this play game from Tailspin. And this just shows how long EnvyUS actually held at this point and how close to payload. I mean, this is the end part here, and they had 4 minutes, and it took them basically all the 4 minutes to push a payload that amount.
Yeah, so 3 seconds shy of 10 minutes is the official time on the map for Code7's offense. A very beatable time. However, if Code7 can simply stop them from completing the map, or any point along the way, they will be taking this first map off of EnvyUS. So, pretty decent showing just to even be able to complete the map for Code7, and we'll see how their defense looks.
Yeah, I mean, with this sort of blitz from Tracers of Code7, I can sort of see in my mind how they were able to beat G2 today. So good stuff coming out from them in any case. 9:57 is the time to beat for EnvyUS heading into the next round. And we'll see if they can beat that time. It is a very beatable time. In fact, effectively, EnvyUS has all the time in the world, barring crazy overtimes, to really complete it. Because any map completion will be a completion for EnvyUS, barring overtimes.
Yep, so locked in the airport here. Always fun. Look at all these places. We've got
No, you can get out of the airport. You just put your spectator cam on one of the people in defense and then hit spacebar. Gets you out.
I like being in the airport. It's calming.
Is it really, though? I mean, I guess there's this part of... It's really absolute pandemonium trying to get to your flight, but once you're in the lobby, I guess it's...
Yeah, no, and well, you know, I always arrive places early because I hate being late, and I dislike people who are tardy and non-punctual, but also an empty airport's really fun. If you've ever missed a flight and had to be in one overnight, it can seem really weird, but it's so surreal that it's somewhat enjoyable.
I've been fortunate enough not to have that experience, but I guess it's one of those things where it's like you miss your flight, you might as well make the most of it. So taking a look at the defense for Code7 as they run out here, they are speed boosting Destro Lord out so we can get the maximum turrets, but of the people that aren't Lucio, we see Destro Lord on the Symmetra, Nicholas on a Tracer, Torque on a second Tracer, Firestorm and Custa rounding out the Zenyatas, and Trudel will likely be the true Lucio here, and not a mere speed boosting imposter.
Trudel the Trucio?
The Trucio.
Yeah, there you go. Alright, so it looks like offensively they are not going to change a whole lot here, but they are doing a little bit things different, kind of a throwback to yesteryear, or yesterday, if you will. Tailspin's going to be running Genji. Minstrel will be on Lucio, Stoop and Raz will be playing the Zenyatas, Buds on Symmetra, and Cool Matt on Tracer. So Genji's finally back in the meta after a game or two.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see just what Tailspin brings to us on the Genji play here. The time has started. The time is 9:57, and we'll just see what goes on here.
Yeah, so
take a look. Go ahead.
Not the poke damage on defense that EnvyUS was running too, so just not wanting to have to transition into double orb at some point in time, which we've seen teams do. They're just going to go double orb immediately from the defense. So a little lighter on the ground at least.
Yep, right now we see Tailspin coming in from the left. Cool Matt usually goes in for the opposite, and he is coming in sort of from the right. Both looking for their opportunities, and they'll usually converge on the same target. We've seen a lot of teams do this in recent memory with their double aggressors, Genji, Tracer, and so forth. And Torque, though, going to get first blood, takes out Stoop in the back line. This is now 6v5 in favor of Code7 as EnvyUS trying to get in and not having the greatest amount of success so far. Tailspin and Cool Matt might be rejoining each other very shortly here, as Cool Matt slowly making his way over to the other side. But so far, a relatively bloodless game. But as I say that, Torque with the double kill on Raz and Buds, that actually might have been a pulse bomb. So nice stuff coming out from Torque there, and that was a pulse bomb. So a great pulse bomb coming out from Torque to really shut down the EnvyUS push there.
Yeah, so a good hold so far. I think we have a teleporter that might have already been dropped, or the charge should be coming up shortly here. And we do have a pulse bomb on the defense to work with too.
Yeah, just watching Nicholas here to see what he does with that. Pulse bomb's gonna be absolutely devastating. In fact, Torque, no pulse bomb required, gets in the back, kills Matt and Stoop. So good stuff coming from Torque. Torque really being the hero thus far for Code7, and EnvyUS find themselves very far pushed back and kind of struggling to wonder what they're doing at the moment.
I mean, this double orb comp can get stalled out so hard when you're trying to push on offense. If you lose one or two players in non-ideal positions, then you really just can't even go in because every piece plays such a crucial role into this composition. You can't go in with only one DPS. You lose a Zen.
Here comes the pulse bomb. Will the pulse bomb get killed? No, the pulse bomb does not get killed. Meanwhile, take a look at Nicholas, another person that can come in from the back and really ruin a push with a good pulse bomb. Looking for his pulse bomb is getting in the back on Soup. Will take out Soup. Pulse bomb at the ready. Will he get more? No, he does not. Meanwhile, take a look at Cool Matt. Cool Matt also has bomb. Got to throw that out. Gets nothing. Nicholas picking up another kill. 3 kills now for the defending side, and they're going to push EnvyUS back. And Code7, again, a great defense coming out from them here. And 2 minutes, 4 seconds left. I wonder if they can start thinking about a potential point A hold.
Yeah, a full hold like that every time pretty much costs at least 30 to maybe a minute. But Cool Matt does get in the back and takes out that teleporter, which is a pretty big pick. He's going to be annoying in the back, but he dies, so that's going to stall out their push again, although not too rough since it's a Tracer and he should rejoin his team quickly.
Yep, so take a look. Everyone's regrouping back on the EnvyUS side. They're calling for a full reset, as it were. And you notice how they're going back to spawn. I think this is just, they don't want to go out and get picked off, get hit by a pulse bomb by Torque or otherwise. They do have ultimates of their own. Matt has a pulse bomb. Tailspin has a Dragon Blade. Meanwhile, take a look at Torque. Torque with the pulse bomb does not connect. And that's going to open the way for EnvyUS to get forward here and perhaps not get picked off as they come in. Taking a look. Both teams running out as EnvyUS trying to make progress, but these Tracers are making them pay for every bit of ground they get. They've been very, very oppressive this entire time. Right now, take a look at Cool Matt. And look at this. Dragon Blade coming out from Tailspin. Slicing and dicing is going to get negated a bit by the sound barrier. We'll have to back out. In fact, gets taken out by Firestorm. So Dragon Blade not getting the most value there. Take a look at Matt. Bomb was used, perhaps to kill Trudel. Another pulse bomb coming out. Takes out no one on the EnvyUS side. But overall, Code7, their defense is holding strong here, Hex, and they might just push EnvyUS back again.
Yeah, and moreover, they also didn't have to use all their ultimates. They're Custis with a Transcendence in his pocket. They even get a chase kill there, which should delay the next push even worse. And look, now we're seeing a bit of a composition change out of EnvyUS as they're forced into running a Mercy.
Yeah, I think they're running a Mercy. And
Double Winston.
Yeah, double Winston, Lucio, Mercy. I think the Mercy might just be for the idea that if someone gets picked off by a pulse bomb, you can at least res them up and not have to deal with...
I think it's for Tailspin.
That as well.
Tailspin comes up on Farah.
Oh, the pulse bomb comes out, and no, is not going to take things out. We do have, as you mentioned, Tailspin on the Farah. Let's see what he does here. Farah, one of Tailspin's better heroes, gets an attack onto Symmetra. Symmetra not going to go down. Transcendence is out here for the defense, trying to negate this push from EnvyUS. Both teams still full strength, but no, Destro able to take out Minstrel. 65 in favor of Code7 here, as EnvyUS fighting for their lives. Another kill coming out for... Wow, 5 kills for Code7, and now Code7 on the verge of holding on point A and taking map number 1 versus EnvyUS.
I mean, they already switched to a desperation push comp. I mean, this is coming out of nowhere. They had to retry it. They do have a resurrection up, though, if they can get presence on the point, which they should have enough time to at least drop a Winston on there. They might be able to win a fight and res through it.
Yeah, we saw the pulse bomb attempt coming out from Torque, I believe there. Desrel able to take out Minstrel. 2 more kills for the Code7 side. EnvyUS now in a whole lot of trouble as they move. The Winston's are on the point. More kills coming out for Desro. And as a result, I think this is going to be a Code7 hold. The kill feed is very, very much blue right now. And as a result, Code7 going to take map 1 versus EnvyUS in what many would consider a mini upset. But hey, they beat G2 earlier. This explains why. Code7 going up 1-0 early on in our semifinals.
I mean, I'll call it an upset. I'll call the G2 one an upset too. Code7 has rarely gotten out of the first round of our brackets. They've struggled in even some smaller tournaments as well, but clearly they've been grinding and leveling up. Beating G2 and EnvyUS in a tournament, it's already a success for them. They're playing with house money right now.
Yeah, and I think really what we saw there in a lot of cases was the double tracer. Not only is it hard to kill the tracers in this setup, but it's also just the fact that a single landed pulse bomb ruins offensive pushes.
Yeah.
There's so many times where a pulse bomb would go off and take maybe 1 out person of EnvyUS, but then you're 65 for the next push. That's a really, really hard thing to get through. So, I mean, there might be something to this double tracer defense where only one of your 2 tracers has to hit a pulse bomb per push to end the offense of the enemy team in most cases.
Right, and it charges so fast, and she can do so much chip damage in the backlines very safely to charge it up even faster. And then when you're facing a double orb composition, it's not a scary composition until they get 1 kill, and then it gets scary when they get 2, and then you're dead when they get 3. So if you can stop that from happening, if you can always keep them, you know, the numbers in your advantage is a great way to stop that. Now, how you do it is different. They had to use double orb to be able to do it. Mostly the tracers working on it, but if you can stop the offense when they're running that composition from ever getting going, from ever having a numbers advantage, you can shut it down completely.
Yeah, definitely. So, unexpected, but Code7 continues on sort of surprising us here. Now EnvyUS going to have to win 2 in a row if they wish to get to our grand finals today.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough road to go. We're either going to Hollywood or Nepal, maps that I think could go either way. I would love to see some Hollywood. I believe that's where we'll be going.
We are, in fact, going to Hollywood, so...
See, the reason I love this map so much, and I mean, it's not quite supplanted Dorado, because Dorado still has the best music in the entire game, is but when I'm casting, I have to kind of like shutter myself into a dark room and use studio lighting and whatnot, so I don't get to see the sun, so Hollywood is the closest I get to getting a tan.
Hollywood, definitely one of the brighter maps. So Nambani's pretty bright too. Nambani used to be a little bit dreary, had sort of an orange glow to the sky, got changed to be more of a bright, happy metropolis. It's supposed to be sort of the hold hands, no differences between us, everyone welcome area of the Overwatch world, robot and human peace, enough to make your Torbjorn vomit. So a little bit of Overwatch lore there, but waiting for both teams to get ready, and we should be getting to Hollywood any moment now.
See, I imagine Nambani would be kind of humid, and I don't like humidity. I feel like Hollywood it'd be hot, but it'd be a dry heat. It's something people say. I don't know what it means. Okay, yeah, so we are just heading into Hollywood here. Code7, man, well, I mean, not out of nowhere, though, because they are playing in everything. This is why I urge people consistently. I'm like, if you think about getting into Overwatch, and you think you want to put a team together, just put a team together. I mean, you just have to do stuff at some point. There's so many people get caught up theory crafting. Like, I'm thinking about making YouTube videos. Well, good, make YouTube videos. That sounds awesome. I'm thinking about making a team. Good, make a team. That sounds awesome. Like, we're trying to get more teams in. If we get enough teams in the brackets, we're going to expand the brackets too. We're getting there. We had more than 16 teams.
We came very close to having a 32-team bracket here today.
Yeah, very close.
So it will be EnvyUS on the defense again. Code7, of course. You read your screen not wrong here. They did go up 1-0 over EnvyUS on the Bonnie in a very strong showing, powered by Double Tracer. And from the early looks here, we might be seeing more of the same. That being said, taking a look at the EnvyUS defense as it rolls out. We're going to have Tailspin on the 76, Stoop on Reinhardt, Matt on the Symmetra, Minstrel on the Lucio, Buds on the McCree, and Raz rounding things out on a Zenyatta.
Yeah, so that very standard defense is going to go against the now standard offense. Genji just not quite the hero he once was. People are definitely preferring Tracer, definitely better against kind of those backlines, dealing with the Zenyatta in the backline especially. So the Zenyatas for offense are going to be Custa and Firestorm. On Tracers, it will be the TGAO brothers, both Nicholas and Torque. And Desert Lord will play Symmetra and Trudel on Lucio.
Yep, so we'll see what EnvyUS ends up doing here. The 76, I think, is a decent idea that deal with the Tracers. It's a little bit hard, though, because the Symmetra shields do make it a little bit rough to sort of one-clip a Tracer as a 76, but 76 historically one of the better heroes against it. I think a lot is going to come down here to how good is Tailspin going to be at hitting them, how good is Buds on the McCree level, because you can kill Tracers with these characters. It's just you have to be on point and deal with their shenanigans.
Yeah, Tailspin knocking down all the railings so nothing gets in the way of his shots as he posts up in Cafe with his damage boosted 76.
Yep, already though, we see Nicholas coming back, and Tailspin challenging Nicholas. Nicholas gonna have to use that rewind, but is not deterred, is going in with the orb, and is gonna go further back, and this is sort of one of those cases where you kind of want to follow as a 76, but you also don't want to give up position on the point. And this is where Tracer is really, really annoying, because she does that. If you chase her, she's gonna waste your time. If you don't chase her, she's gonna come back and flank you. It's rough.
Yeah, and it's definitely an issue that they have to deal with. They're kind of sending only the 76 back there to deal with her, and he's been out of position this entire time, denied all this poke. That's why they were able to kind of walk freely through this Argent.
Oh, and look at Buds. Buds with the shots. Takes out both Torque and Destro Lord. No ultimates required. Good stuff coming out from Buds to sort of hold things down in the front, and I think Tailspin is still, at least for a while, was still playing Tracer Hunt 2016.
I just imagine it like coming across the news on a headline, Tracer Hunt 2016. But if they're going to be able to push in here right now, they're holding pretty far back on defense, but it seems to be where they want to be holding it.
Oh, Bud's able to flashbang Nicholas, takes out one of the Tracers, and once one of these Tracers goes down, it does get very, very difficult for Code7 to keep their momentum going. You really want both, one distracting, one going in for damage. So that play by Buds really just slows down the entirety of the Code7 offense here. Yeah, and we'll just see if EnvyUS can keep this up.
At this point, they have to know that their targets now have to be including a teleporter. They should know that Mercy's going to have Resurrection up. She should be a primary target too. They have to initiate fights picking off those things first.
Yep. So both Tracers have Pulse Bombs. Both Pulse Bombs gonna go down. Only taking out Cool Matt so far. Destro though able to take out Stoop. Bud striking right back, takes out Trudel, and Tailspin trying to get people in his sight. 76 Tac Visor is up. So is Transcendence, however, so all they need to do is stay in the Transcendence. And whoa, Stoop crunching Firestorm from the back. Still a good push from Code7 so far. Both teams getting their kills, but it's looking like we might have a hold from Envy here. But it's hard fought. Here comes the Pulse Bomb. No, from Nicholas. Takes out Tailspin. Wounds Stoop. And the Pulse Bomb, just as you think the hold is coming in, completely changes his around. And EnvyUS not able to stabilize. And as a result, Code7 very well could be taking this point.
Yeah, I mean, just really nice work there. It's going to really depend where they want to put this teleporter too, as the Symmetra on offense has the teleporter ready to go. We see a transition on defense, of course. First point is lost. Let's transition to double orb combination ourselves. A mirror match now in the compositions.
Yep, both teams running with Double Tracer after the first point is lost. We've seen this a decent bit from multiple teams here. Although it is interesting, we don't have a Widowmaker here. I feel like Widow is great on this point, and in fact, it'd be a little bit hard for the Tracers to go for it, but it's either here nor there. Torque is able to take out Raz. That is one down for the EnvyUS side as they move forward. And Tailspin right now trying to get a little bit of rest on, but that limo is moving forward. Nicholas able to take out Buds. Again, chaining more deaths in favor of the Code7 team. Both Tracers in hot pursuit of Minstrel. Now Minstrel has to run for his life. He's going to get shot down and taken out. And now Code7 making a whole ton of momentum as they go forward.
It was so cool what Nicholas and Torque did there. They both took different doors. They were both blinking in and out and back and forth. You couldn't tell if it was one Tracer or five. It was amazing. They cleared that whole room, chased down a kill, and they were going to get the second point in very fast.
And we're going to have not one, but two Pulse Bombs up very shortly here. Both Tracers very close. There comes one Pulse Bomb from Torque. He blows himself up. Definitely NA ult there, but the rest of Code7 looking pretty good as they move forward. Pulse Bomb goes down, it doesn't blow up anything. Envy trying to make their stand on top of the payload here, and they might just be doing that. They're going to get 2 kills, and momentum shifting the other way. A little bit of rough times there for Code7, but what a good push for the majority of that through the Hollywood streets.
I really thought they were going to walk it all the way to point. Maybe they should have stuck on the cart, just covered the door rather than diving in, which seemed to be really not that effective, wasting a couple ults there too. They could have, I think, captured this point if they just covered doorways.
Yep, right now, for the defensive Tracers, both Pulse Bombs are used. We see Matt coming in from the back. Offensive Sound Barrier is out. Code7 with great position here on top of the payload with their run, but Tailspin able to take out Firestorm. Nicholas on Buds, 5v5 right now. 5v4 in favor of Code7. Torque able to get that extra kill on the Stoop. Down goes a Pulse Bomb for Cool Matt, takes out Trudel, but Torque doing all sorts of work. In fact, has built up his Pulse Bomb. Might not even need it to get the payload moving here.
Torque killed all 3 supports. All 3.
And there it is, the payload does get captured there moving forward. And now we have 2 offensive pulse bombs coming up as Code7 now starting to make really good time here in Hollywood.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a transition to something different out of EnvyUS here. Maybe a Widow, but they do have ultimates up they want to use. The Symmetra still has her ultimate up. This is a great lane for both offensive and defensive Widow, so maybe if we see a switch that, but both
oh, there's a pulse bomb from Torque, takes out Minstrel, a direct stick, 2 down now for EnvyUS as Code7 moves up. Meanwhile, we'll take a look at Nicholas. We have another bomb still in reserve. 4 down for EnvyUS now to this absolute onslaught from Code7, fueled by Tracer power. Wow, 6 people down now for EnvyUS. They have to do a full respawn as they come back in. Pulse bomb gonna come up any second. Tries to go for the spawn. Pulse bomb misses it. Defensive sound barrier coming up, but will they even get the payload in time? No, Minstrel's gonna get taken out, and there it is. Code7 saying a pretty darn fast time here, and now EnvyUS tasked with beating it or getting thrown out of the tournament.
I mean, yeah. Let's just watch Torque. Oh my goodness, Tracers everywhere.
The TJO Tracers doing work. Just absolutely nice stuff. Not even pulse bomb required for that play of the game.
Yeah, that was
just going in and then some. A time of 5:18 being set. That is a quick time for Hollywood, and now EnvyUS under pressure as they try and stay alive in their attempt to get to our grand finals.
Yeah, that was the kill where he took out both Zens and the Lucio by himself. It has to be brutal playing a support at the competitive level right now. You're a high target, and it's so hard to deal with all these Tracers. They're just so frustrating to deal with. The mind game of trying to deal with the Tracer is almost as hard as actually shooting her.
Definitely. So one thing I'm going to say here, just general commentary on the balance of the game right now. So we've seen Genji do a lot of ridiculous things. We're seeing Tracer do a lot of ridiculous things. I think if you're looking at the balance here and expecting Genji or Tracer to be nerfed anymore, I think you might be wrong. I think the hero that's going to get nerfed pretty badly and maybe will get some offensive power to compensate, I think Symmetra shields might be going the way of the dodo, because if you think about these comps and what's really fueling them, yes, Zenyatta is very powerful, yes, Tracer and Genji are powerful when buffed, but it's that extra 50 HP that's really making these heroes far more difficult to deal with than they otherwise would be. So I don't know. I'm actually thinking balance right now. If you really like your Symmetra play, buckle up tight because change might be coming.
Yeah, they've already messed with their teleporter a couple times, noting that that is an interesting mechanic to deal with when trying to reinforce, etc. There's been some ideas thrown out. It's not only an extra 50 HP, it's extra 50 HP that regenerates. So heroes that can jump into the fray and out of the fray, like a Tracer, really benefit from that. So we might see some changes there. Also, there's a notion that if you want to make it skill-based, that the shields only exist while Symmetra is alive, similar to a Zenyatta orb. There's been a lot of ideas thrown around, but I would tend to agree with you there that, I mean, there's so many parts of this composition that can be overlooked, and Symmetra is very easy to overlook and underestimate, but, you know, at the heart of it, if everyone has less HP, then the composition becomes nearly worthless. That said, it looks like we're going to have a mirror match composition yet again. Buds will be playing the Symmetra, Minstrel will be playing Lucio, Cool Matt on one, Tracer, Tailspin on the other, and the Zenyatas will be played by Stoop and Raz.
Yep, looking at the defense side from Code7 as they try and move on to our grand finals. We got Firestorm and Custa on the Zenyatas, Torque and Nicholas, the TJO brothers, on the Tracers, Despero Lord on the Symmetra, and Trudel rounding things out on Lucio. And there's it is, the timer is started. We are on the way. EnvyUS with 5:15 left on the clock, and now we're gonna see if they are able to beat this time.
Yeah, well, it starts with taking first point. It'd be really nice for EnvyUS to get a very quick first point capture here and then try to ride the momentum through like we saw Code7 do, getting all the way through the streets on nearly their first push.
Yep, take a look here. Torque able to take out Stoop to start things out. 65 now in favor of Code7. Code7, or Cool Matt and Tail trying to poke in from the back. Having a little bit of trouble getting things going, however. Tracer wars are taking place. Orbs are everywhere on both sides. Tailspin able to take out Nicholas. Takes out Custa as well. Matt goes down, but Tailspin still very much alive. And now EnvyUS perhaps with a little bit of momentum as he get on top of the point. Symmetra is yet to put down a teleporter, so thus far, this is going a little bit better for EnvyUS. We'll see if they're able to translate this into a point A capture.
Yeah, the Tracer wars in the back line really threw up Code7. That's not how they feel, like, that I feel that they want to play defense. They want to play defense by sending their Tracers forward and getting picks. They had to send both Tracers back to deal with the other Tracers that came in. That opened up so much room, and this first point's going almost near uncontested.
Very much so. So, EnvyUS going to take the first point. This is the time they need to be making. They have 4 minutes left to bring the payload all the way to the end. This is still very, very doable. We see a pulse bomb coming up for Tailspin in this game of 4 tracers, as it were. Guys, I expect we'll see a pulse bomb soon. Pulse bomb goes down, does not get the kill. That will not be a successful pulse bomb. Meanwhile, Coolmat with the pulse bomb, also not getting kills, so both pulse bombs not taking people out, but EnvyUS still getting a lot of payload pressure. Meanwhile, on the other end, take a look at Nicholas. Nicholas having a bomb up right now, might be seeing it soon. And here we go. We see the tracers just bomb up, go to the back line, look for kills in the supports, and it's been more effective than you might think today. Meanwhile, Coolmat is able to take out Custa. That's one important kill coming out. We see a pulse bomb coming from Nicholas. That is going to whip 0 for 3 on the last pulse bombs between both teams here. As Coolmat takes out Firestorm, Tailspin takes out Trudel, and now Matt and Tail making a lot of momentum as tracers. 3 kills between the both of them, and Code7 gonna have to back out a bit.
So many pulse bombs. The offensive teleporter is up as well in a pretty safe position, but also a good reinforcing position. They have a lot of pressure.
The kill feed for both teams feels like it's all tracer right now.
Yeah, I mean, feels like and is are, you know, pretty similar things.
So Coolmat is able to take out Custa. Tailspin and Matt are so far deep. The payload getting a lot of push as we go forward here. And now, again, we see really good time coming from EnvyUS. They have 2 minutes, 50 seconds left to bring this all the way forward. They are definitely completing a quicker time than Code7 was on this. And now we're just, they have to push a little bit forward, and we'll see if they can do it.
Yeah, making a very good time. They got 2.5 minutes left here, and
Tailspin will go down.
With.
However, and meanwhile, Torque, we've seen Torque do a lot of work with his pulse bombs here. Does have pulse bomb up, 2 kills now in favor of Code7 as we move forward. Momentum shifting back the other way. Matt, under a lot of duress, is gonna have to run back into spawn. Actually ends up rewinding off as both tracers teams, as it were, just fighting each other left, right, and center. We do see a pulse bomb coming from Torque. Does not land the pulse bomb. I think I'm just caster cursing all these pulse bombs at this point.
You might be.
Pulse bomb coming from Tailspin. That's going to miss. Tailspin, pulse bomb coming from Matt. Also whiffs. So, not a good 2 minutes to repulse bomb for either team, as this is just an absolute mess of things. These tracers going everywhere here. Both teams trying to struggle for dominance. 2 kills though coming out for EnvyUS as we move forward. Torque going back, killing out Coolmat. So, wow, Tailspin with a double kill as well. Well, this is pandemonium, Max.
Yeah, I mean, there's just trace spawns left and right. It's blowing out my eardrums.
So, Tailspin gonna have bomb up soon at 60% all chugs. Coolmat able to take out Dust Row. EnvyUS moving forward. They have 1:30 left. They are still on track to win Hollywood. Defensive sound barrier comes out from the Lucio. We see Diva coming out now. Interesting switch with Diva. Incoming pulse bomb onto Diva, going to blow her out of the mech from Coolmat. Good pulse bomb landing. Stoop able to negate that with the Transcendence. 3 kills now for EnvyUS as they move forward. 4 kills, 5 kills for EnvyUS. They're moving forward. The cart is moving. They still have 1:13, and this might be it. They could be forcing a map number 3 here versus Code7. And it's very, very close. The Divas have been trying to stall as best they can. In comes Lucio. Lucio trying to get the point, but no! Not going to get on the point in time. And EnvyUS forces a map 3 versus Code7 with a quicker time, but also very much tracer fueled.
It's been a while since we've seen the Diva Desperation strat. I think they might have gone to it a little early, to be honest. Well, Coolmat here is probably going to hit one of the million pulse bombs that he threw this game. We'll see. He takes out the Zenyatta in the back lines.
There's tracer all the way, and I think about the casting. I think this is the first time I've actually seen 2 tracers versus 2 tracers for such an extended period of time. And I mean, it's fun to watch in a sense, but it's a lot of bombs. It's very variable. We saw that we could have periods where bombs would take off 2-3 people, and then periods where both teams would just miss bombs for 2-3 minutes at a time. So it's sort of one of these games where there's a heck of a lot of variation between the 2 teams.
Well, you want to talk about things that might be looking at the nerf in the near future. Maybe, you know, you've always talked about how strong Tracer's Pulse Bomb is because it charges so fast. Maybe it charges a little too fast. That was a lot of Pulse Bombs that game. I mean, a lot, right? That was excessive.
It was a very insignificant, or not insignificant amount of Pulse Bombs, to say the least.
Well, we're going into Paul, King of the Hill, to figure out who is going on to our. Wait, are we in the semis? I'm totally.
We are in the semifinals.
This is our semifinals right now.
Both teams 1-1, and it is going to be Nepal to fish it out. And I gotta say, if you were looking forward to an end of Tracer, I don't think that's going to happen on Nepal. King of the Hill, very, very conducive to Tracer play, and we might have just 2 Tracers v 2 Tracers again to round out the set. I mean, it's pretty fitting, if nothing else.
Yeah, Maybe not a Nepal. I mean, I don't see why not, though. I'm trying to find a compelling reason to not run 2 Tracers and 2 Zenyatas. Of course, the chat is coming up with a lot of great names for it that I'm not going to repeat, but you can be enjoying chat with us as well. I mean, it's just mayhem now. So, I mean, it is a similar meta and composition to what we've seen recently. Of course, at the core of it is the Symmetra and the double Zens, but this 2 Tracer looks super strong.
Yeah, I'll even go on a limb on predictions here. I actually think if they do change Symmetra at all, they'll probably make her shield proportional, the buffer and nerfer at the same time. That's something Blizzard likes doing. So maybe, you know, in your Roadhog will get 75 shields instead of 50, but then maybe your Genjis and Tracers will get 25 and they'll call it a day. Who knows?
Yeah, something like that. But I think you're right that might be the thing that they look at as well. Man, so many pulse bombs. Okay, so we are in the semis. The winner of this map goes to the grand finals. This is Code7. That's right, Code7 versus EnvyUS. And it has been absolute mayhem. Pulse bombs. The British Time Sorceress taking over the meta.
Time Sorceress? I mean, that's an interesting way of labeling that.
I'm creative. I have a lot of names for Tracer. That's the one I can say on air.
One thing we didn't update on, by the way, the other semifinals is in progress. It is Cloud9 versus Mix-Up. Mix-Up able to get past cooldown 2-0 in our earlier set. So the winner of this will go on to face the winner of Cloud9 versus Mix-Up. Should be some good games ahead regardless. But I will say if Code7 wins, I think it's going to be a whole lot of Tracer because looking at their comp here, Hex, double Zenyatta is out, Lucio is out, double Tracer is out, and Destro on the Symmetra. It seems like they're just going to run the same thing regardless of what map they're on.
Yeah, and why not? I mean, both teams have had great success with it. What I really like, and I noticed it first out of Code7, is just how well the Tracers are working together to put the other team in interesting positions, and also EnvyUS is doing the same thing, because if a Tracer is in a 1v2 situation against 2 Tracers, you're in trouble, so they have to kind of roll out together.
Yep, so take a look here, both teams running the double Tracer again. We see Nicholas in the back stoop though, and Tailspin combining for first blood. 2 kills to the EnvyUS side, so a little bit of momentum already heading towards EnvyUS. 3 kills, 1 take out Trudeau. Tailspin takes out Firestorm. 6 kills now for EnvyUS, and that is going to be a clean take of the first point for Envy on the Paul.
Pretty one-sided was that one, and it kind of just win a fight, take the point. Very simple strategy. This is going to get them about 25% of the point too.
The way that this snowballs too is that so Tracer does better when people are down, right? Both Tracers are going to have pulse bombs up soon for EnvyUS. If they get a pulse bomb, then the other Tracer can come in, start building ult, etc. You can really keep training pulse bombs. That being said, they're not there yet. In comes Code7 onto that point. Both Tracers are getting in. Meanwhile, on the back line, we see Tailspin on the Custa. Takes him out with the help of Matt. 1 down now for Code7. First pulse bomb of the game is out. Going to take out Custa. Good stuff coming out there. Matt now building his pulse bomb. 3 kills for Envy, 5 kills for Envy, and they're going to hold on here. But of note is that somehow in the middle of that, we did see Code7 able to take control of the point.
Yeah, somehow in the middle of that, but now they're able to kind of reset up on the point. And I think if you're running a mirror match like this, you're on King of the Hill, the combat, it's going to snowball a little bit because your Symmetra being able to put turrets on the point. Those turrets are pretty effective against Tracer and almost everyone else in this composition too. So a team able to really set up and start defending with their Symmetra is going to have a huge advantage.
Yeah, we do have an offensive teleport coming up. I think Cool Matt did hear that, so he's going to look to get in on that. He does have Pulse Bomb. Meanwhile, Nicholas also has Pulse Bomb. He's getting the back. He's looking for what to throw the bomb at. Matt holding his bomb for now, probably gonna save for the back line. Nicholas goes for a pulse bomb, gets taken out by Buds, does not get value. Meanwhile, we see Matt in on the back here with Tailspin. Tailspin with a bomb. He's a little bit deeper in, has yet to bomb. 4 kills now for EnvyUS, and again, Code7 having some trouble getting set up here as Envy looking much stronger on King of the Hill. Destro actually coming in, sort of chains of death. Maybe he wants to switch up, but probably not, given all we've talked about for Symmetra.
Yeah, so we have maybe one good push left, probably at least one good push left for Code7 to be able to take this first stage of Nepal. They do have a offensive sound barrier to work with, which might be nice, and one of the pulse bombs, so they're going to have to dodge pulse bombs and Transcendence pushing in here.
Yeah, there's 2 pulse bombs up for EnvyUS right now that they can throw out here as they come in. We do see the sound barrier come up for the offense. Here comes Code7 trying to stay alive here in round 1 Nepal. We see Nicholas on the outskirts looking. Defensive Transcendence, though, comes down. That's really going to help things out. 1 pulse bomb goes out for Tailspin, does not hit the mark. Matt's pulse bomb went off as well, also did not hit the mark. 2 kills now for Code7 as they come in. 3 kills as Torque and Destro combined. And just like that, Code7 going to stay alive so far in the round 1. They will get control of the point, and EnvyUS will be stopped at 99%.
Yeah, and maybe they can put up a good defense here, maybe get their Symmetra set up too, as turrets do come down on the point. The turret's super effective against what EnvyUS is running here, so it's very possible they can hold this for the rest, and it's going to be a very close match.
Yep, so now EnvyUS, they do have some time. They have at least 2, if not 3 pushes left to take this. If they succeed on any one of those pushes, they will most likely win the map. We're going to see how things work out. Nicholas, though, takes out the teleporter. So teleporter down for EnvyUS that they were setting up for this next push. That is a big loss. Torque, pulse bombing Buds, takes him out. Nicholas takes out Raz. That's 2 down now for the EnvyUS side.
Point, though.
And now... What's up?
I mean, like, they weren't on the point. They were almost giving up the point for free.
They was close. EnvyUS almost snuck it. So both teams are trying out on the middle. Tailspin and Matt still wreaking havoc. Matt is going to go down. Tailspin still alive as there's absolute chaos in the middle. And we do see a teleport just went down there, and they was not able to get on. Tailspin saw it though, so I gotta think it's gonna be not long for this world. Like, Cool Matt will be getting in on that shortly. But hey, look at the time here.
No,
EnvyUS now not in the greatest shape. Pulse bomb explodes, does not take out Buds, but only 75% remaining now for Code7, and they are very, very close to turning this around and winning round 1 versus EnvyUS.
Right, and this is what you see sometimes too with the teleporters being such high priority targets. They're actually going to post up around it and defend their teleporter.
Oh, and Matt took a lot of damage from that orb. He's gonna have to get healed up here from Stoop. And Envy now, this is their last push. They need to take this out here. Firestorm take out this road. Cool Matt takes out Torque. Nicholas taking out 2 people. Defensive sound barrier out for Code7. And Code7 very well might be on the verge of turning this around, as Envy is now struggling to get back on the point. They now have to keep it in overtime. Overtime slowly fading away. And just like that, Code7 completes the turnabout, takes round 1 on Nepal, and what was looking so good for EnvyUS turned around them in an instant by Code7.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just the nature of running this mirror match, that it's just really hard to retake a point once it's taken. However, Code7 was able to do it at some point during the match, then able to get set up, and I really like that people are defending teleporters. If you can defend that as a team, you're forcing them into an odd situation where you're forcing a defender's advantage on maps that necessarily don't have one. It's really cool to see in Code7, 1/2 away from taking a set off of EnvyUS and moving to our grand finals.
Yeah, definitely. So, take a look here as both teams go back out here, getting onto the point. It's going to be similar setups again. May the best tracer win, as it were. And here we go. Both teams are engaging. Who's going to get control? And I do think the way this works out, the team that gets control first actually has a huge advantage, given what we saw in the positioning there. It seemed very, very hard for EnvyUS to crack it, and likewise for Code7. So both teams trading out poke here. Neither team losing anyone just yet, as the first pick here could very well decide the fate of the game. Nicholas entered a lot of trouble here, getting shot at by both tracers. We'll use the rewind. This is 2v2 Tracer v Tracer action on the point. Both tracers still alive for both teams, and this is actually insane that no one has died yet, Hex.
Yeah, I can't really believe it. Cool Matt finally gets the first kill on Custa, though.
Yeah, Cool Matt, both teams getting a kill here. Cool Matt with a second kill, and now perhaps a little bit of momentum in favor of Envy, but I'm going to take a note here that Code7 was able to get control of the point first. They are getting percentage here. Even if EnvyUS wins this fight, this percentage very well could dictate the game later on if Code7 comes back.
Yeah, kind of a sneaky little cap there too. It's just interesting to see which teams are prioritizing getting point first, maybe even at the loss of 1 or 2 players, and then hope to scrap it out and still keep control of the point. But even so, with EnvyUS capping this, is almost even right now as the next fight's about to begin.
Indeed. So, take a look here. EnvyUS is going to even things up. They are on top of the point. They do have the positional advantage, as it were, as both tracers about to get into, or both teams of tracers about to engage in battle yet again. Looking at ults here, no pulse bombs up right now, though they will be up soon if one fast charge ults in the game. Nicholas strikes first blood on this push, takes out Raz. Forces out a defensive transcendence as well from Stoop. So good stuff from Code7, and now they have a very good chance of moving forward and grabbing this. Take a look at Nicholas. Nicholas has Stoop into sight. Stoop, though, able to take out Destro. Buds takes out Trudel. 3 kills now for EnvyUS as they are pushing this back. 4 kills, and Code7 going to be pushed back again. But as we saw from last game, EnvyUS cannot rest easy. Code7 can turn this around on an instant, and they need to hold strong for the next 45% if they want to win this round.
Yeah, Bud's going very far forward. I think he was trying to look to drop down. Wow, and there goes his teleporter. Actually, yeah, that's moving backwards, wrong side of the map, on my bad. Most of the ults up now, for especially offensive ults up for Code7, so they're going to try to engage.
Yep, Code7 is coming in. Nicholas was in the back line. We see pulse bombs up in general. 1 pulse bomb from Nicholas takes out Stoop. Meanwhile, pulse bomb up from Tailspin does not connect. looking decent for Code7 so far. Defensive sound barrier, though, coming out from the EnvyUS squad. Coolnet able to take out Destro. Torque on Buds. Both teams trading out kills. Firestorm with the offensive transcendence coming in. Torque with 2 kills so far in this fight. This is absolute pandemonium on both sides. Nicholas able to take out Minstrel now. Code7 perhaps gaining the advantage, getting more kills. People might be coming back in on the teleporter, but Code7 starting to look dominant. There's a lot more red than blue here, Hex.
Yeah, but they are coming in off this teleporter. If they can stay alive on the point and not get wiped out.
Pulse Bomb comes out. Destro Lord able to get 2 kills there. Tailspin, though, takes out Custa. This is absolute pandemonium. This is overtime now, so Code7 needs to take this. They're starting to get pushed out from the reinforcements from the teleporter, and EnvyUS now on the verge of bringing this to perhaps round 3. And that's looking very good. Overtime, though, still in progress. We still have people from Code7 on the points, but they are chaining deaths here. This is sort of desperation time for Code7. And they're keeping overtime rolling, though, Heck, so they're keeping alive, at least for now. But the hope will end as our best of 3 series going to round number 3 on the Paul in an absolutely just Tracer-fueled show of mayhem.
Yeah, mayhem is the right word, even though we didn't have any maze in that. And that's why you see people prioritize teleporters so much. The fact that teleporter was up in that last fight for EnvyUS allowed them to constantly reinforce. And even when they were trickling deaths, the timing of getting people back into the fight allowed them to eventually snowball into a decent numbers advantage and deny Code7 from winning that map points, etc. match. And now we're going to round 3 for all the marbles.
Yep, round 3 for all the marbles. Everything at stake here on this final round on the Paul. We'll see what team will move on to our grand finals, what team will slink back in shame as both Tracers starting their fight again. Whoever gets the first pick here can be very much assured that their team will have the momentum. And we see Tailspin going in deep, is going to rewind back, and Raz takes out Nicholas TJO. That's going to be first blood for Envy as they try and take the point. The control point will be unlocked in 4 seconds. As we see Tailspin, though, going down the Firestorm. Raz takes out Custa. 5v4 now in favor of Envy. This is absolute craziness on all sides of everything as right now Envy looking to be closer to the grind of the point. They're halfway there. Will they get first control?
Super aggressive positioning here by Envy. They're taking the fight to them. They do get first control, and it seems like Code7 hasn't been able to really even leave their main posting area.
No, but Torque got stooped. This could be the start of something good for Code7. Pulse Bomb is out. Does not connect. That is a no. Torque falling off the edge. I don't believe he was pushed. Maybe he was. I'm not sure, but that perspective looked like he fell off, just going back and forth. So Torque is down. This is a big turnabout for EnvyUS, and they might be able to punish. Pulse Bomb goes off. Trudeau gets taken out by the Pulse Bomb of Tailspin. Matt right now hanging on to his Pulse Bomb, looking to bomb at any moment. And if you look at the way that Code7 is coming in here, that is a very short choke point that is very bombable. I think Matt knows this. Matt looking for his opportunity, getting some poke on Custa, looking for the bomb. Has to rewind out. Yeah,
that first bomb, I think, went out just in as much to kill the sentries over there as anything else, so that they can hang out by these doors and do poke very safely.
Yeah, the Tracer meta definitely real. Torque trying to come in from the side. Matt still hanging on to his bomb, looking for that tasty clump of people, as it were. They're all moving in through the right side. Here comes Matt. He's ready. Pulse Bomb, good, come out. Will it kill Lucio? No, Trudeau not dying from that Pulse Bomb. Meanwhile, Matt's still getting pretty good poke here. Taking a look at Tailspin. Tailspin about to get his bomb up. And Nicholas on the point with Torque. No Pulse Bombs up for the attacking side of Code7 yet. A nice Pulse Bomb from Tailspin. Blows up Trudeau. Trudeau not able to dodge that one. Pulse Bomb comes out from Code7. Misses. 3 kills now for EnvyUS. 4 kills, 5 kills. And EnvyUS are looking strong here. They only need to defend one more push, Hex, and they will be in our grand finals.
Yeah, Minstrel finally getting in on the action. Able to boop the Zenyatta off the edge as well. He's the only one able to knock people off the edge in this composition, and they've been holding so far forward this whole time, and it seems like Code7 doesn't have an answer. They're going to have to go nuts onto this point, though.
Yeah, take a look here. Nicholas is able to take out Soup. That's a big first kill coming out from the side of Code7. They're moving in. Trudeau almost getting a knockoff kill there. Tailspin takes out Firestorm. Nicholas takes out Minstrel. Lucio's still trying to go for these kills. Momentum evenly split between both teams. Torque, though, and Nicholas getting in there, getting big kills. This might be what they need. Tailspin, though, still alive, doing things. Finally gets taken out by Destro.
They flip it. They flip the point.
They got the point. They got the point. The momentum is starting to go in Code7's way. EnvyUS getting pushed back a bit. Take a look. Torque with the Pulse Bomb. Gonna blow up Raz. Down goes Raz. Down goes Torque, though, as EnvyUS coming right back, fueled by Tailspin. Tailspin now with his Pulse Bomb. Could be looking to make things happen here. Moving in. Pulse Bomb down. Will take out 2 people as a double kill. Pulse Bomb from Tailspin. Nicholas coming back with a double kill of his own. And he still has his Pulse Bomb X.
Okay,
Wow.
so what they did in that last push was really interesting too, that they didn't fight before they got in the point. They also kind of all took different routes to be able to flip over the point for the first time. They all took different paths to get to the center and just said, kind of come at me, bro, and fought right on the point, knowing that
So
if they
a
got
brief
knocked
point of
out-
reprieve here as Code7 now getting a little bit organized. Ult-wise, they do have a pulse bomb. No ult up for the EnvyUS side as they move in. There's going to be more Tracer V, Tracer action, but will there be a pulse bomb pickoff? No! Nicholas does not hit the pulse bomb. Take a look at Torque. Torque, not close to his pulse bomb. Looking at Tail. Tail, also not super close. What about Matt? Right now, a very bombless skirmish going on here. Both teams looking for the first pick. Code7 getting up there in progress. They need to hold for at least a little bit longer. Torque able to take out Soup. That's a really important pick. Nicholas on res. Both Zenyatas are down. The Tracers for EnvyUS are depowered as they go forward here. That's going to be 4 kills for Code7. 5 kills, and now Code7 maybe potentially 1 fight away from moving into our grand finals.
Yeah, they're finally able to take this position of holding these front doors, which has been so hard for them to push in.
So Code7 has 2 Transcendences up now. This is huge. That being said, the Transcendences do not stop you from getting personnel from Pulse Bomb, but will stop the Zenyatas themselves if they get hit by Pulse Bomb from getting blown up. 85% left. Do or die time now for EnvyUS. Pulse Bomb comes out. Tailspin takes out 2 people. Raz takes out Custa. Both Zenyatas are down. They weren't able to get the Transcendence off. And now Envy getting on top of the point. This might be what they need. Pulse Bomb coming out from Code7. It's not enough. Envy retakes the point. We're in overtime. And EnvyUS is going to move on to our grand finals in a absolute barn burner to... that's a lot of Tracer play, Hex.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. I mean, given that I got over like a really bad case of food poisoning last night, I'm still feeling bad earlier today. You know, I'm in there, but I gotta say this, I think if both Zenyatas for Code7 had popped their Transcendence in response to that Pulse Bomb, they would have lived, and that would have been potentially a very different fight.
Yeah, I mean, that was the Pulse Bomb that won the game, absolutely. I'm surprised neither of them were able to get their Transcendences off. Maybe a little miscommunication or something. They didn't know who was stuck, what was stuck, but at that point, in that stage of the game, just hit your Q for safety. No one's gonna blame you for it. Extremely back and forth game. EnvyUS able to barely pull it out against Code7, and this Code7 team looks really dangerous too. EnvyUS proved at least a week ago or a couple weeks ago when they were back in it. They took a little hiatus, came back, and still performed at a very high level. The fact that Code7 was able to burn through this bracket, going against G2, who's been on a tear, taking EnvyUS to the absolute brink. Keep your eye out on these guys because that is amazing. As it is, though, EnvyUS moving on to our finals.
Yeah, EnvyUS going to move on, but man, Code7 did not make it easy to them. They took them to about as much as you can take a Team 2 without outright winning. That was phenomenal play coming out of Code7. Shame to see them going out, but EnvyUS will move on. They will return to the grand finals, and we're going to see if they'll be able to take out the winner of Mix-Up versus Cloud9. That being said, this is GosuGamers Overwatch Weekly NA Cup. I'm ZP, that's Hex. We'll be back in a few minutes to try and recompose ourselves as we get ready for the grand finals. It should be a good one. Stay tuned.